Hi and welcome to today's edition of Mermaid Tears. Today I am going to again show you a couple of different ways to display your sea glass, but it is going to be using the bigger bowl that I have here today. So I'm going to show you now how to do it using a couple of different sets of lights. The first set of lights that I am going to use is this string set here, and it just turns on and off like this. So when I'm using these light strands here, I like to actually start with some glass in my container. So you can get these lights in different sizes, different lengths, different colors. You can get silver backgrounds, clear backgrounds. I didn't unwind it all the way, but what you're going to do is just start putting your lights in and spreading it out. Some people like to do them in like an order where they wind them around and have a little bit more of a design to it. So if you wanted, you could actually start and just put it at the bottom and then start twirling them around. One way to help them stay at the bottom is to tie them just around a bigger piece. This one's probably not going to be heavy enough. And then bury that down at the bottom just to give it a bit of a bracing. Like I said, that piece probably wasn't big enough. And then you're going to put a little bit in, and then you want to hold that layer down. So you're going to take some more handfuls, pour them in, and hold it over top of the lights. Then you're going to do another little bit, or you can just put the whole shebang in. Start dumping. So I just have the top piece here, and all I did was push it in and cover it. I didn't have quite enough to cover all of my lights, but you can see that's what happens if you just kind of put them in all willy-nilly. Your lights stay more at the top because that's where they get covered. So what you want to do is, I'm using smaller pieces of glass, so they're actually together more. So you're actually better off to use bigger pieces of sea glass than smaller pieces, because smaller pieces, of course, are more closed in together. All right, so remember, I said to start with some pieces in, just because you want to hold it down. And you're going to take your end, and you're just going to twist it really carefully. You don't want to break the light. Bury that there at the bottom. And then you want to do your first little circly loop. So I'm then going to put my next layer down. And as I do so, I'm going to take a little handful of my glass beside me that I have, and I'm going to use it to pin down different sections. So it's almost like I'm burying it in. So you can see how it kind of anchored it in down to that spot there. So I'm going to do the same thing over on the different sides, just to make sure that it's staying down in different areas. Keep layering it as I go up. And I'm just doing like random circles of a couple different sizes. And I'm not going to keep going all the way up, but you can see now how the light is a little bit more spaced out throughout the dish versus all sitting on the top. Similar to those lights is these ones here. They're just a double battery pack, but they work the same way. Notice that I'm always working with my lights on so that I can see the placement. So this one has far fewer lights than the other strand that I just showed you. But I'm going to do the same concept where I'm going to take my one, wrap it around, and anchor it down. And then I'm going to just use white this time. And now that I have a base, I'm going to do what I did with the other one, and I'm going to turn it. But this time, I'm going to actually anchor it down by putting a piece of the glass, wrapping it around again, and anchoring that one down into that spot. So I'm going to do another little twist of it. I don't want to fill up the whole bowl for you guys. You just just give you the idea of what I'm doing here. Down, obviously you'd use a smaller dish for this one. I probably should have done this one in here. But you can see the general idea. And then just keep filling it with the white. You can see how with the white it shines so much better. So let's pretend we have it all full now, and now we're left with this ugly thing, and it doesn't matter how much white, it's going to take an awfully long time to cover up those batteries. You can certainly do it. But a great little trick is to take, I think my shell that I brought up might be too big. Oh, no. A shell and just cover it with the shell like so. And then you don't see the battery pack on the top. And again, if this was all covered in the white, you can see how much better it is to see it with the lighter colors that you use. So that is what it would look like in a smaller shell. You'd obviously want to put your wire a little bit more in the middle, although I don't mind seeing the copper. Or you could just use a shorter one with the silver, such as this one here, or one with the clear. The last light that I am going to show you is more if you want to highlight or showcase something, and it just is a light that sits on top, such as this. So you would probably want to do that in, again, a smaller kit, such as this one here. So that is another type. This one here also sticks on something. So you could stick it on the back of, say, this, and then it would sit up on here like that, shining down over your light. Thank you so much for joining me on this edition of Mermaid Tears. The two big things that I wanted you to learn when using these lights are to use the piece as an anchor so that it holds it down for you when you're trying to arrange the other ones, and to also show you a couple of the different options of lights that are available. I got these ones at the dollar store, and I believe these ones are now available at the Dollar Tree, or of course I know you can buy them at Michael's and at different places online. The other type of light that is really popular right now is of course the bottle light, which is the cork that goes into an old wine bottle. I've seen people use them in old bottles that they have found on the beach, which is really pretty. These ones here, it's really helpful if you anchor them, because it pulls up really quickly, or it hangs, and if it hangs, I find that this piece here has a tendency to snap off. The other thing that I wanted you to walk away from is a lot of people don't know what to do with the battery pack portion of them when they use fairy lights, so they'll put them at the bottom, but then if their batteries die, they have to, of course, take the whole display apart again. Whereas if you hide them again underneath a shell, and it does not have to be an oyster shell, it can be any type of shell. That just happens to be, it can be any type of shell that is big enough to, of course, cover the size of whichever battery pack you happen to use. This one here, because you can't see the batteries, this one you can see them. This one, because you can't see the batteries, it is definitely much easier to hide, even just by pushing it inside the pack. You do want to be careful, no matter which one you do, of how much twisting you do with them, because it is wire and it does break rather easily. So I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Mermaid Tears, and as always, I look forward to your questions, comments, or feedback below, or you can certainly contact me via my website, which is www.mermaidtears.ca, and I hope that you are having an absolutely fabulous day.